Yeah, this is Mr. Cox with another Science Animal video. I think the train will get past here in a minute. Maybe you'll be able to hear a little better. But I'm along the White River in Muncie, Indiana, city of trains. Here are the trains. And I'm trying to see there's a family of teals. Teals are a type of ducks. There's the mother. I don't want to get too close and scare them. And the babies. They were out swimming on the river until now. She's brought them up into the shallows. They're feeding on something, probably some type of aquatic vegetation. Up on the bridge a minute ago, there's a train bridge, there's a car bridge over that way too. A group of Canadian geese were crossing, and the people coming the other way almost hit them. I was glad they didn't hit them, and they got out of the way just in time. And I stopped and let them cross. The car behind me and myself stopped and let them cross. Whether or not you like a certain type of creature, you should respect living creatures in nature and do your best to protect them. So I'm trying to get a video here, but try to also keep my distance so I don't scare the babies and cause the mother to take them back out from feeding. So yeah, it's either a blue-winged teal or a green-winged teal. I think it's a blue-winged teal, but I can't get close enough to get a real good bearing on the specifications of that duck. So there's a lot of other interesting things here. There's a riffle. There were some teals down there a little bit ago too. Here you can see some forensic evidence, or whatever we would call it, of, let me see if I can find that again, of the creatures that come down here to the water's edge to drink water and to feed on aquatic organisms such as decapods or 10-legged animals like the crayfish. People call them crawdads around here. But this is kind of a low water time right now, and some of this area that's normally underwater. There's some rock bear here, rock bear and bear areas, and trying to find this again. I saw it a minute ago and I didn't have this video on, but this is area that the river over the years has eroded the rock bed, and then when it gets low you can see where this rock has been eroded, and there's other areas that turn into muddy areas. We'll go out here and look at the more muddy areas. Here you can see tracks of geese and ducks. I'd say that's geese there because that's pretty big. And there's duck tracks. Other small animal tracks. Here we go. This is the paw print of the raccoon. Procyon loader. Raccoons will come down here to hunt for crawdads, crayfish, anything else that can come to find to eat at night. These are another creatures. They're beautiful creatures, and yeah, sometimes if you get them tearing something up you like, you might not be real happy with them, but in nature they're awesome creatures, very intelligent. These are foot tracks of some birds, and they live in family units, have very tight family bonds. Like I said, extremely intelligent, and they can use two of their fingers up here. Let me get it out here. Kind of like we use our finger and thumb, or opposing thumb and fingers. They can use two of these fingers, and they can open latches and do all kinds of things. They're very smart. So again, whether or not they're your favorite, you should leave them alone. Let them be in nature. Possums and other things will come down here to feed. Also should appreciate them in nature. They're an important part of nature. They're our only marsupial in North America. There we go. Raccoon paw prints. I'm sure they were down here last night trying to find crayfish in the shallows to feed on. And there's some Geese and duck. I think those are geese. Paw prints. There's some more raccoon paw prints. If you pay attention, you learn what different animals' tracks look like. You can kind of learn a lot about their habits and see where they've been. Okay. There's something called interstitial community that lives between grains of sand and is down in the mud between the pieces of mud, etc. There's the raccoon paw print. I had to up zoom too close. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find it. So that's what their paw prints look like. You see a lot of them out in that mud. But yeah, look at the beauty of this riffle. Riffles tend to be very shallow. That's why the water's crossing them like that. But you need to be careful because they're very slippery. I wouldn't recommend walking on them. Spend a lot of years on the rivers and in the rivers and learning about rivers and doing aquatic biology work in rivers. And it gets so I could kind of read them, pretty much tell where it's likely to be deep and where it's likely to be shallow. But you need to be very careful. There's most likely, see here where the riffle's at? Up above it. This here's shallow, but when you get on up in there, where the water's more slow moving and it's widened out, that's probably a deeper hole of water that you could drown in. So you give you this riffle and then slide off. And now a lot of times just below the riffle, the erosion of that water rolling through there can also deepen it up and make a hole of water. This is probably deep back in here. So there's another duck family over there. I don't think you can see it because I'm facing into the sunset. Okay, well, I'm going to get off of here. Push like, subscribe. Catch me in another video. Mr. Cox.